Charles Leclerc is fed up with Ferrari. The team has shown on multiple occasions that they don't trust the Monegasque driver's judgment, tossing his suggestions to the side of the road like they were coming from a little kid. The Canadian Grand Prix was no different, and Leclerc has had enough. But the team's struggles don't end there. Carlos Sainz was hit with yet another penalty after a scuffle with Pierre Gasly. Let's talk about it, so don't go anywhere. Charles Leclerc was seriously ticked off with the call to stick him with intermediate tires during qualifying, even though he strongly believed that the track was better suited for slicks. As a result, he couldn't make any progress on his initial lap time and unfortunately missed out on qualifying for Q3, where he could have had a chance to secure pole position. During his outlap, Leclerc quickly informed the team that the racing line appeared to be dry. As the session progressed, he voiced his opinion, stating, "I think we should box for softs." The team informed him that Verstappen had decided to stay out, but Leclerc reiterated his request for softs. He then added, "Let me know if you want me to put a lap in." The team, however, instructed him to put in a safe lap on the intermediates, which he did before heading to the pits. Leclerc let out a loud "come on" over the team radio, clearly showing his frustration and once again bringing Ferrari's decision-making under scrutiny. When asked whether he switched to slicks too late, Leclerc responded, "Well, this for short. I called for slicks on the outlap. It was clearly for slicks. I think Alex did that and went earlier than everybody on the slicks, and that was clearly the right choice. There was no risk taken whatsoever. For some reason, the team decided otherwise. That's it. I think we are just making our life way too difficult. And in those situations, I had a clear opinion. And yeah, we decided to do something else. So I am frustrated." Having said that, other drivers did the same strategy as us and went through Q3, but you were just relying on small details instead of an easy Q2 going through. When the track is dry, you need slick tires, and I don't know what happened. When questioned about whether he could have done anything more to persuade the team to allow him to pit, Leclerc further commented, "I think there was no clearer way of expressing myself this time, so no. But I will speak internally with the team and try to understand what we can do, because it's obviously not the first time that in those situations, we are a bit on the wrong side. I don't want to comment on it too much, but we have to be better than that, and we can't afford to do those mistakes again, so I'll speak with the team." Leclerc emphasized that the decision to pit was not based on the team monitoring Albon's progress on slicks, as he firmly believed that the track was dry enough to make the switch. He said in a rather heated tone, "Again, I clearly said my opinion. More than that, I cannot really do. I have no idea what Alex is doing in terms of lap times with the slicks. Maybe he's 5 seconds off, and I don't know, but I had a clear opinion. Obviously, Alex was fast, so again, I have to understand what the target was in doing that. What was the aim? Because the track was dry. You cannot be aware of everything that is going on track. But seeing how fast he was, maybe we should have thought twice about coming in." As Q2 neared its conclusion, the rain made a comeback and gradually intensified, making it incredibly challenging to handle slick tires on the track. Recognizing the difficult circumstances, the Ferrari driver persisted. He had a vulgar response to the situation, saying, "But again, you're just making yourself in a shitty situation because you are depending a lot on traffic, on your outlap on the slicks. If you have people on inters coming behind when it's raining and that you are slowing down a little bit, you are sliding everywhere. So it's just not an ideal situation, and it was so much easier to go earlier. But again, it's like this." In a more composed manner, Leclerc later took the initiative to intervene during an interview on Sky Sports F1 with team principal Fred Vasseur, aiming to rectify the situation. He said, "After qualifying, there is adrenaline, and obviously the desire to do well. In the end, there were many of us on the same strategy. It's me who didn't make it compared to the others. I didn't do a great job. Maybe I let myself go a little, because there's a lot of passion and desire to do well, and today didn't go the way we wanted." This season has been quite challenging for Ferrari, as they have found themselves far behind Red Bull in terms of performance at the front of the grid. Both Aston Martin and Mercedes have managed to surpass them, and the Scuderia has only achieved a single podium finish so far this season, with Leclerc securing third place in the Azerbaijan race. Despite a change in team principal, Ferrari continues to be plagued by strategic mistakes, and Saturday's qualifying session can be added to the list of such errors. Vasseur spoke about Leclerc's difficulties, saying, "I fully understand Leclerc's frustration, which probably increased after what we saw yesterday. He expected a lot from qualifying, but they didn't go as hoped. We had a conversation when he calmed down, and it was very helpful. I don't want to blame him for the mistake. It happened." Ferrari's Formula One woes persisted following the qualifying session in Montreal, as Carlos Sainz received a 3-place grid penalty for impeding Pierre Gasly. Gasly was approaching the end of his final lap in Q1 when he had to take evasive action and go off track to avoid colliding with Sainz at the final chicane. As a result, the Alpine driver had to abort his lap, and unfortunately, he failed to advance from Q1, qualifying in the 17th position. Although Gasly managed to gain 2 places on the grid due to penalties imposed on Yuki Tsunoda and Lance Stroll, this provided little consolation as Gasly couldn't help but reflect on what might have been. After posting the 8th fastest lap time on Saturday, Sainz's efforts were dampened by his own grid penalty, resulting in him starting in the 11th position, 1 spot behind his struggling Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc. The steward's report stated, "The driver of car 55 stated that he was surprised that the driver of car 22 overtook him in turn 13, and as a result, he accelerated late to start his fast lap. The driver of car 10 stated that the driver of car 55 could have and should have gone earlier. Telemetry showed a significant speed differential between cars 55 and 10. Although the overtaking move by car 22 took the driver of car 55 by surprise, it is our determination that the driver of car 55 was predominantly to blame and unnecessarily impeded car 10. Gasly, who had previously been penalized twice for impeding during qualifying at the Spanish Grand Prix, expressed his frustration over the team radio following the incident and vented, "He should be banned for such a thing. I'm coming at 300 km per hour." When informed about Gasly's take on the matter, Sainz responded, "He is probably a bit excited. I got impeded 7 times and I am not asking for anyone to get banned. I'm not shouting on the radio in turn 13. Other drivers chose to use the radio more than others. Some incidents are under investigation, others are not. It depends on how much you shout on the radio and how much you complain. I will analyze the incident and see, but we were very tight with the flag. The checkered flag was about to fall and we had to get a lap in. It was one of those situations where it was every man for himself. I got impeded in the same chicane one time, but I am not here shouting." And there you have it, yet another failed weekend for the prancing horse. Something clearly needs to be done about the situation over in Maranello. What would you do if you were in charge of Ferrari? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.